sustain your system, and of course you will receive reward for eating the food. So if you refuse to take sahur, you are missing out in two ways. One, you don't have the food that you take that will nourish your body and give you strength and sustain you. You have missed it. And of course you have made the greater part of it, which is the reward.
The reward.
Associated with sahur. You miss out on that also. It's not brevity, it's not energy, it's not showing that you are a very strong man to avoid sahur. Even if it is a sip of water, the Prophet said you should take, or one piece of date, or whatever food that is halal that we are expected to eat, take it, and then you start your fasting. And then comes the iftar, which is breaking the fast at sunset. So iftar comes at sunset, and as soon as the sun sets, immediately you will observe it. It is also important because the Prophet said will not be delayed. But for iftar, you should hasten to break your fast. So it is not brevity that you will not take sahur, or it's not brevity that I say I wake up by 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. and take sahur. No, you should be taking at the later part of the day, to approaching Fajr. This is the time, and they say we should stop within the period that we can be able to observe, recite 50 verses from the glorious Quran.
MashaAllah.
The period of that you stop or eating, and the period of Fajr, you should be able to recite 50 verses. And it should be, that means that it should be delayed. Sahur is not supposed to be taking 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. or something. Sometimes people watch film late or do something late, and then they think they are sleeping late, so they would rather eat the food and then go and sleep, so that they don't know whether it's called to prayer or not. You should break your fast, because you might find yourself in a place where you may not have access to call to prayer. You not see, hear the call to prayer. So once the sun sets, you should also break your fast immediately. To break your fast, you don't have to wait for the night. That's your fast. Remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned a lot of fasting, benefit of fasting. He said, كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون, so that you can attain piety or you can attain righteousness. And then the Prophet said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, as-sawmu li wa ana ajzi bih. All other acts of ibadah belongs to the servant, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, as-sawmu li, fasting. My sister, the reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't have to get angry. You don't have to. It's a discipline. It's a training school. This 1 month is like training school that everybody is going to train his, control his emotions, where you build your emotional intelligence, you build your social intelligence, build your economic intelligence, and so on. So all in this month of Ramadan, we learn it. Perhaps we should fast. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that if a servant fast, the Prophet said, if a servant fast for a day, he gets himself far away from the hellfire. He distances himself from hellfire for a journey of 70 years, 70,000 years. Just for a day. When you fast for a day, Allah will distance your face from the hellfire for a journey for as long as 70, the distance of 70, traveling for 70,000 years.
Allah Akbar.
In this holy month of Ramadan, the top or priority on this list is what? Observance of fasting. And as with all its attending rules, you have to go to office early, close at the appropriate time, do your assignment, do your duty diligently, and of course do not insult people or attack people because you are fasting, that people are not considerate you are fasting. It's already 2 o'clock. It's not prescribed in Islam that you leave work, you close early because
you are fasting.
Do your work diligently. And if you have to close early, it has to do with the consent of your employer. Let your employer know that, okay, I'm being very far, I need to do something of the Quran and the month of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. It is in the month of Ramadan that the Quran is revealed. So we said the month of Ramadan is the month of Quran. This is where the Quran was revealed, and of course we are expected to revise and read the Quran, most often than we used to do. The Prophet ﷺ will revise the Quran, and during the month of Ramadan, Jibreel will come and he will revise the Quran twice in the month of Ramadan, from beginning to his Quran. One option. You could say, okay, I want to derive a means or technique for reading it. The whole of Quran has how many pages? 640. 604 pages.
Okay.
I can decide to say, these 604 pages, how many pages can I recite a day? Some people have proposed that practically you could still meet up with reading 2 hizb or 1 juz every day by reading 4 pages of the Quran after every obligatory.
No.
So if you plan it well, between after Subi prayers around 5:45 or as the case may be now, before 6 o'clock we are done.
Yeah.
So between 6 and 7 you have read 1 juz. When you are in the office, 1 hour break you have read 1 juz. And then when you go back home after Tarawih,
read another
1 juz. And
making 3
juz. And then, so there are different techniques that you can use.
No.
You could also say, okay, beside these 3 times that I want to finish the Quran, I want to finish the Quran while I am observing Tahajjud.
No.
Every night I observe Tahajjud and I will finish 1 Quran. So there are different techniques that you can relate with the Quran. You can, read the Quran at your will. And of course, the interesting thing is that the easiest thing to do in the world is reading. To read is the cheapest thing to do and is the easiest thing to do. Why? Because you can read while standing, you can read while sitting, you can read while lying, you can read while, as the case may be.
Now, talking about reciting the glorious Quran, is it advisable to read Quran lying down? Yes. Is there anything wrong with reciting the glorious Quran lying down?
There is nothing wrong with reciting the Quran while you are lying down or sitting down. The Quran says, الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Those who remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while they are standing or sitting or lying down. So lying down is part of way of remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's allowed to remember Allah while they are lying down. And reading is also part of remember Quran is what, in fact the name is of the Quran is Ad-Dhikr. So it's allowed to read while you are lying down. If you are the type that joins the bus or bus or join private car or commercial, it's another advantage also. You could decide to say, okay, as I'm going, I'm reading. As I'm coming, I'm reading. It's also an advantage. You can take advantage of. And even if you have your own right and you want to drive, you can still read the Quran while you are driving. If you are blessed that you have memorized the Quran or whatever you have memorized, you can read while you are.
And you could also play it.
You could also listen to it. Maybe you are tired or you are exhausted after you have finished reading. You could also
drive
on your way to the office or at your leisure time. You could also listen to it while they are pondering over the meaning.
Now,
this period also, you also look.
We would like to go on a short break, Mala. Inshallah, we'll come back. Remember, it's the program Remind Me of Allah, and this is a program that will be coming your way every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12:15 throughout the month of Ramadan. Inshallah, we'll go on a quick break and we'll come back. The program continues, inshallah. Yes, you are still tuned to Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja, and yes, it is the program Remind Me of Allah, a program that will be coming your way every morning. Imam Shaib from Masjid Al-Haq Dakwa. You're welcome once again, and today we are talking on the to-do list in the month of Ramadan. Bismillah, Malam.
Inshallah. So we're still, emphasizing the need for us to establish or strengthen our relationship with the Quran.
Naam.
The one that is written by Dr. Muhammad Taqi bin Abdulali, Dr. Muhammad Mohsen Khan. Simple English, straight language, and authentic narration. That is one written by Yusuf Ali, also, and Mahmoud Dr. Khan. There are a lot of them that you could also try to see the translation. One thing you should also do is to listen to tafsir by scholars.
No.
A lot of scholars are giving tafsir in the different section of the country, in different parts of the country. Some are in Hausa, some are in English, some are in Yoruba, some are in Igbo, some are in other
languages now.
You should also try to attach yourself to one of them based on convenience. Of course, alhamdulillah, the social media has made things easy.
No.
You always follow your scholars, anybody of your choice.
Online.
A scholar, not anybody of your choice, a scholar who knows knowledge of Islam. And so you air this set of scholars in different languages.
No.
This is one of the things we should do as part of the
to-do list now.
The third item is observance of Salah. There is strong correlation or relationship between Ramadan and observance of Salah. What is the mosque early? So that every single prayer you start to become and see the changes that Ramadan will make in your life. So at least every Muslim, besides this compulsory Salah that you observe, or every Muslim with respect to Salah, there must be 3 categories of Salah that he or she should observe. 3 categories of Salah should observe in this month of Ramadan. And the total number of rak'ah the woman observes has the same thing, either in terms of recitation, in terms of ruku, in terms of sujood, in terms of standing, it's still the same the way the Prophet prescribed and differentiated between. So from Salah, don't play with them. Secondly, others are not from, they are not compulsory, but if you hold them, it will help you strengthen your iman. The second one is Sunan Rawati. There are about 12 number of rak'ah that we should observe within 24 hours. They call them Sunan Rawati, and there are about 12 rak'ah. How are they? 4 rak'ah before Zuhr, 2 rak'ah immediately after Zuhr prayer. That's how many? 6. 2 rak'ah after Maghrib.
That's 8.
2 rak'ah after Aisha. That's how many? 10. And then 2 rak'ah before Subhi prayer.
That's 12.
12 rak'ah. And this 12 rak'ah is called Sunan Rawati. And the Prophet said that whoever observes this Sunan Rawati, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will build a house for him in Jannah.
Inshallah.
So, as somebody who wants to maximize the benefit of the month of Ramadan, try not to miss this Sunan Rawati.
Now, Malam, talking about the Sunan Rawati, is it only in the month of Ramadan?
Sunan Rawati is prescribed throughout the year, not only the month of Ramadan. But we are talking about what are the things that you should be able to do
in the month of Ramadan.
Things that you should take serious to be able to strengthen your iman. If you are able to sustain it for 1 month in the month of Ramadan, the belief is that you will sustain it beyond. And then the last one is to observe the Taraweeh. Taraweeh is prescribed. Aisha said the Prophet observed 11 rak'ah in Taraweeh. So by the time you add 11 plus 12, you have 23.
Yes.
And then 23 plus 17 rak'ah for the Fard prayer, that's how many? 40.
Okay.
So Zuhr, Asr, Isha, they have 4, that's 12. Maghrib has 3, 15.
Subhi
has 2, 17. So by the time you have 17 plus the Sunan Rawatib of 12 plus 11 rak'ah of Taraweeh,
that's 40.
As the case may be, that is about 40 rak'ah. That I said minimum. So narration say you can observe up to 13 rak'ah. To make it 42. And if you are strong enough to be able to observe Nafilatul Duha, it's also about 2 or 8 rak'ah. You see, that's why I said minimum of 40. I bet you, if you observe this Salah, your compulsory prayer each time of the day, perhaps in the last 10 years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And we are not improving. Every day, if you are a new imam in the area, they will tell you, this is how we used to do it. So I want to suggest that at least for every situation, there's room for improvement. After observing Tarawih for 30 years with this time around, why not improve from Sunnah al-A'la to Nas? Why not improve from Juz Amma? Why not improve and then begin to lengthen the small and improve? Of course, the clothes that you were wearing in 1930 or 30 years ago,
you don't wear them
they are
anymore.
not even fashionable again.
True.
Even the styles that were sold 5 years ago, if you sold them now, people will just look at it.
Even 2 years ago, if you wear some, they will still look at it.
Every year there are new styles, follow trend, and so on. So why not improve on your tarawih?
No.
So that you can stay longer, so that you can get more reward, so that you can improve your iman.
No.
The fact that you run away from lengthy tarawih is a sign of weakness of faith.
06. You can call in to, ask a question or, of course, contribute your own quota to the program, inshallah. Bismillah, Malo.
Okay, in addition to that, or the to-do list that we're expected to do, is to feed people. During the month of Ramadan, plan to feed people. At least one person. Because the Prophet has a whole lot of benefits in feeding people. For the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then buy one block, ice block, and put it there, and let it go and share to people. I'm saying this, hoping that doctors are not listening. But doctors are saying that during the month of Ramadan, after fasting, you do not break your fast with cold water. You should use warm water.
Warm water.
So I'm believing that doctors are not hearing water, pap, food, whatever you can afford.
Fruits, anything.
Whether it is one piece of it, take it in the mosque, divide it into